Alright, gather round, because today we're diving into a story that still sends chills down my spine. It's not just a tale. It's something that happened to asterisk me asterisk. Growing up in a quiet New England town, Halloween was legendary. Kids everywhere, their laughter echoing, the crisp autumn air thick with excitement. But there was always asterisk that asterisk house. You know the one? The one everyone avoided. At the very end of Old Willow Lane, it wasn't technically abandoned, not officially. But for over 20 years, nobody had lived there. The grass was a tangled mess, the windows were coated in years of grime, and the mailbox still, eerily, read, The Harpers, even though the family had vanished without a trace ages ago. Just gone. When I was 16, fueled by that special brand of teenage bravado and a healthy dose of stupidity, my friends dared me to go there on Halloween night. And what did I say? Yes, of course I said yes. So around 10 p.m., the four of us, me, Ryan, Jess, and Nate, met near the woods just as the streetlights started to fade out. We were armed with flashlights, a camera, because, proof, and that uncheckable, reckless confidence that only teenagers possess. The air was heavy, smelling like damp leaves and something metallic. The moment our feet touched the property line, everything changed. It went silent. And I mean asterisk silent asterisk. Not a single cricket chirped. The wind, which had been rustling the leaves a moment before, just stopped. It was like the house itself was holding its breath, waiting. The front door was already ajar, just slightly, like it was inviting us in. Or more accurately, like it was asterisk expecting asterisk us. I pushed it open and it groaned. A long, drawn-out sound that felt way too loud in the sudden quiet. Inside, the air was thick, heavy, like no one had taken a proper breath in there for decades. Our flashlight beams cut through the dust, dancing over furnitured and white sheets. It looked like a ghost convention. But then, we noticed something truly strange. Every single mirror in the house was covered. Some with blankets, others turned face first to the wall. Jess, ever the joker, tried to lighten the mood. Maybe it's to keep the ghosts from looking out. She quipped. We all laughed, but honestly, it didn't feel funny. Not even a little. We decided to split up. Classic horror movie mistake, right? Ryan, being the bravest, volunteered to go upstairs. Jess and Nate headed to the kitchen, and I stayed in the main hallway, phone in hand, filming everything. I was panning the camera across the peeling old wallpaper when I heard it. Footsteps. Slow, heavy, dragging footsteps. They were coming from the second floor. Ryan? I called out, my voice barely a whisper. No answer. Then, the distinct sound of a door slamming shut upstairs. When I looked up the staircase, I saw it. Ryan's flashlight lying on the floor, still on, shining into the empty space. My heart hammered against my ribs. I ran up. The hallway felt longer than it had looked from below, lined with closed doors on both sides. But at the very end, one was slightly ajar. I pushed it open. It was a bedroom. The walls were covered in children's drawings, stick figures, drawn with black crayon, all with hollow, empty eyes. In the middle of the room sat a single wooden chair, facing the corner, and on it, Ryan's jacket. But no Ryan. Jess, Nate. I yelled, my voice cracking. Nothing. Silence. I pulled out my phone. No signal. The world outside felt a million miles away. As I started to head back down the stairs, I heard it again, whispering. Faint at first, then growing louder. It sounded like Jess saying my name, but her voice wasn't coming from a person. It was coming from asterisk inside the walls asterisk. Panic started to set in. I bolted to the kitchen, empty, but something else had changed. The door to the basement was open now. I didn't remember it being open before. Every fiber of my being screamed at me to run, to get out. But something, some morbid curiosity, pulled me towards it. The basement stairs were steep, cold, and damp. The air grew colder with every step. At the bottom, a single flickering light bulb hung overhead, and under it, leaning against the wall, was a large mirror. The only asterisk uncovered mirror in the entire house. I looked into it, and that's when I saw them. Jess and Nate, standing right behind me in the reflection. Their eyes were black, their mouths stretched into wide, unnatural grins. But when I whirled around, there was nothing. They weren't there. Their reflections hadn't moved with mine. They were just standing, watching. I stumbled back, pure terror seizing me. The bulb flickered again, and suddenly I wasn't in the basement anymore. The walls around me were clean new. I could hear laughter from upstairs, a man, a woman, a little girl. My own reflection looked different too. I was wearing older, faded clothes. Then a whisper right behind me, cold as ice. "You shouldn't have come back." I spun around, but it was just darkness. Then, just as quickly, I was back in the basement, alone. I didn't think, I just ran. Up the stairs, bursting through the front door, gasping for air. The cold night air hit my face, a welcome shock. The street looked exactly the same, except Ryan, Jess, and Nate were nowhere. They were just gone. I ran all the way home, tears streaming, and called the police. They searched the house for hours. They found no one, no footprints, no jackets. Not even the creepy children's drawings, nothing. Just one thing, my phone lying on the basement floor, still recording. When they played the video, they told me there was a moment, one single frame, where 3 figures stood behind me in the dark, watching. That was 5 years ago. The police ruled it an unexplained disappearance. The Harpers, my friends, they're all still gone. And now, every Halloween night, at exactly 10 p.m., my phone receives a notification from a block number. It just says one thing, "Come back." We're waiting. What do you guys think? Should I go back? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this terrifying story, please hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on my next adventure. Thanks for watching.